Welcome back to the Gray Nutrition Business Podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Coyne, founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, CrossFit HSN, and HSN Mentoring, where we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated. Over 94% of COVID patients in the hospital have at least one underlying condition, including diabetes, hypertension, and high blood pressure. People are realizing that they need to invest time and money into their health. They realize that taking control of their health means preventing chronic disease and things like COVID. They realize they can't do it alone. And the awesome thing about CrossFit Affiliates is we have the solution. We just need to help bridge the gap between the problem of people not being able to take control of their health and make some change on their own, and the solution of finally taking control of your health. If you are talking about nutrition and getting people moving, you have the solution. They need you. But you have to be bridging that gap and helping people understand how you can help them. Today, Jason and I talk about finally some light at the end of the tunnel in transitioning to reopening, and how you can get started with some things to make sure that you are ready when you do get the green light to reopen. Enjoy. Jason O'Coin, welcome back to the podcast.
Hello, Miss Nicole O'Coin. How are you today?
Doing good.
Doing good?
Today we are talking about something that's super exciting.
Okay.
We are talking about opening the gym.
Aha.
Reopening the gym.
Right. Yeah, we actually reopened officially about 10 days ago.
When we're recording this, but it'll be 2 weeks by the time it's released.
Yeah.
So this past 10 weeks has been a roller coaster of emotions. Like scared, not sure what we were going to do, if our business was going to survive, to, all right, this is what we are going to do, and this is how we're going to communicate what we're going to do to our team and our members, and then kind of cruise mode until we could open back up. It was like we were playing the waiting game, and then all of a sudden, 2 days before we could open, they said, hey, you can open now, right?
Yeah, it was a little crazy. Looking back, if somebody would have said, hey guys, you're going to close your gym for 10 weeks. This is what it's going to look like. I'd have been like, no, that's crazy. We're not shutting our gym down for 10 weeks. We originally received that letter from the Department of Agriculture saying that we had to shut down. I believe it was around March 11th. And you and I thought it would behoove our clients as well as us to shut the gym down a few days early. Because at the time there were just so many unknowns out there, and we just didn't want to put anybody at risk that we didn't know, anything about COVID yet. We didn't know enough. So we shut the gym down. We made an awesome video. We sent it out to all of our clients, letting them know why and what we were going to do in the meantime, what type of service and support we were going to offer them since they couldn't come to the gym anymore. And that's kind of how we had to pivot to that. And luckily you were at the reins of that, and you work with so many gyms from between Australia and Ireland and Russia and China, and you were kind of ahead of the curve a little bit more than I was, because you were talking to these gym owners every day and you knew what was coming down for us, I guess.
I think to me, I knew from the very beginning, like, all right, we're not going to pause anyone's memberships because we can provide more value to them with nutrition than we could, and get them seeing better results probably than just coming into the gym, right? So we pivoted completely. Everyone had a nutrition coach to keep them accountable, and that's how we were supporting them for the longest time. Of course, we're doing the Zoom classes, but realistically, we had 30%, 40% probably of the gym that actually took advantage of the Zoom classes. I'd say 40%.
Yeah, somewhere around there, I would say.
But we also had spouses that never jumped on, and one of them actually signed up for CrossFit yesterday.
Yep.
Significant others that jumped on during the Zoom classes because their significant other was jumping on, and then...
Well, we've had more than one. We've got one of our members' parents has jumped on board now, and they're over on the west coast of Florida. We've got another one of my mom's friends who's jumped in on it now. And then last night, we had a member who his significant other has been jumping in on the Zoom classes with us. And even our own members know who she is, who this person is now. They've gotten comfortable around this person. And I think actually for this particular person, I think she was probably a little intimidated by CrossFit. And now that she got to see a little bit about what we did virtually, it gave her an opportunity to kind of say, hey, this is something I can do.
And I think that was the biggest thing that, we're obviously continuing to pivot, figure out, we've been open for 10 business days, but we're figuring out, okay, how can we continue to support these people virtually because they did so awesome jumping on the bandwagon while the gym was closed and doing virtual classes. So, now we figured out how to live stream the classes, and the coach is essentially doing live stream and in person. And, we'll continue to pivot and see how it works long term, but at least we're getting those people that started, we're getting them continued support. And, when we look at like a transition of, you were 100% in person, then you were 100% virtual, and then going back, maybe it's 80-20. Maybe it's not 100% in person. Maybe you still have that virtual support, or at least some virtual support where you can add new memberships. Because realistically, especially for big gyms, they're going to be in a pickle when you can only have 10 people per class. So you're adding more classes, you have to have more cleaning time. If people are constantly on a wait list, I don't think that would be the best experience for those members, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think keeping the virtual aspect of it has been, we've pivoted. We've made some adjustments. We downloaded some apps at the gym, and we played around with live streaming from the gym, and so far, it's actually worked. Which I was a little skeptical at the beginning. I didn't know that if it was gonna work or not. So we did a lot of sample dry runs with it, and just to make sure that our gym could still maintain this, the coach could maintain the class coaching experience, but as well with the people that were logging in from home. And so far,
It's working good.
yeah, it's working really well. So
What would you say was one thing that you learned over the past 10 weeks? Like biggest lesson the whole 10 weeks?
biggest lesson, that we're providing support and a service for people and for clients. And when we can help our clients see results by providing that support for them, whether it's nutrition, whether it's at home fitness, wherever it is, that's our job. We are here to provide a service to them, but also to coach them. Like, you don't have to be in person to coach somebody, is I guess what I'm trying to say.
I think that's the biggest thing, right? Like we all, you picture a CrossFit as in person, but then, transitioning virtually, like you can have a whole nother layer of support for your clients, keeping some of this stuff. And one of the things that we kept around is the nutrition talks. So virtual nutrition talks, we were doing nutrition seminars. Now we'll be doing them once a month. And it's a really cool way for us to re-engage past members, get new people within the community. We're partnering with a local establishment to advertise that for their community too. It's free, completely free. And we're just talking about something different every single week, or every single month. This month it's boredom eating and stress eating. Such a common thing right now, right?
For
Like
sure.
everyone is stuck at home, they're stress eating and eating because they're bored. Talking about relevant content is going to help you as a business owner relate to more people and help them understand that you can help, that your service, you have the solution to their problem, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think the biggest thing that I've learned over the past 10 weeks was not learned, I would say, but communication is so key. And I think that's one thing that we did okay was, communicating with our staff and then communicating with our members
Yeah.
and video content. We did a ton of not emails. They didn't find out about what was happening with us via social media. Did we post it on social media? Absolutely. But our members found out from a video from me and you.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I think the other thing is when our clients look at us and we were confident. We were confident that we still could provide the same benefits to them in a different way. We knew that we could still help them, and they trust us. And it sounds a little crazy to think, oh, they trust it. Well, no, they do. Like looking back now, people are saying, oh, well, we knew that you would get through it because you're Jason and Nicole. And they put their trust in us, and we provided the same level of service, if not more. I mean, we at one point, I believe it was probably about the second week in, we were like, okay, every coach that is assigned to, members, every Friday we're going to meet, whether it's virtually or at the gym, and we're going to discuss who we've gotten a hold of, who we haven't, if someone's ghosted us, what's the status of this person? Are we working with nutrition with them? Have they been showing up to the virtual classes? and we kind of just touch base like every week. And I thought it was really important that our coaches brought it to our attention. If, hey, it's been 7 days, it's been 14 days. I've sent a video message, I've sent a text, I've called 3 times, I've sent messages through the app, and I've gotten no response. Okay, awesome. Thanks for telling me. And then what you and I did was we went to those particular people, let's call them, they were red flagged, and we individually got a hold of them. And I think that definitely was another extra layer of support for us. Our coaches were helping us out, and we could still help our clients.
And we paid the coaches. Like, it was important for us. We hired someone full time the day that we closed the gym, and we were going to do the right thing and keep him on a salary. And same thing with our nutrition coach. We paid her. Like, it was important for us to keep people employed and support them. So, I think, speaking of red flag clients, we did the same thing when we reopened the gym, right? Like, when the first people that we got a hold of when the gym reopened was those red flag clients. Like, hey, we miss you.
We actually offered them something a little special, I think, if you recall. I think that they were our first phone calls to say, hey, we're having our first community class this Saturday. We're not our community, but our first actual class in person. And since you have not jumped on some of the virtuals, we wanted to give you first chance at those reservation spots. Would you like Saturday at 9 a.m.?
Yep. So we did that. And then, speaking of, like, we had these red flag clients. We got in touch with them, like, do you feel comfortable coming back? Do you not? That's fine if you don't, not a big deal. And then slowly, almost every single person has come back to the gym now. I think we're down to just, maybe 1 or 2 people that haven't been back yet. One of them's coming in tonight. So, when I did the panel last week, I did a panel with quite a few gym owners, and they were saying like 30% came right back. And then you had another week in the next 30%. I would say for us, it was more like 60 to 70% right away. And then, we've gotten the last 30% over the next week or so.
Yeah, but they still joined virtually though. Originally, we were offering both. Even when the gym reopened, we were still offering virtual classes, which was tough for us because at the time, a 5:30 p.m. class, if we offered it in person, then we had to have a separate coach to also continue with the virtual because there were some people that wanted to continue with that. So that's kind of what led us to the direction of, hey, why can't we offer virtual and in person all at once with one coach? And so that's kind of what we've pivoted to now is we've got through Zoom, we're able to, and through a fancy headset, we're able to live stream our class and still get the engagement from our at-home members. And then they're also able to see everybody in class, which is kind of unique because you go to P90X or you go to some of these other things that are DVDs and recordings, they don't get that interaction. Whereas they still get it. We still have a question of the day. We go around the room and the people that are at home, they answer the question of the day just like they would in person. And I think that they still feel like the camaraderie of CrossFit, even though they're at home.
I think it's a really good gap between on the couch and in a class is this virtual option. And, when we talked about people that were super consistent with jumping on those virtual classes, they said they knew people were waiting for them. They knew that there was going to be a group of people that were going to work out with them, and that kept them motivated to continue to come to those virtual classes. And it's the same thing when these people are jumping on from in person at home to do the virtual class. So that's something that we're definitely, looking into. And for gyms that haven't opened yet, there are some things that you can definitely do now to set yourself up for success. Thinking about what things that you need, spray bottles, ordering those caddies so that you have like a cleaning caddy at every single station. We did boxes with tape, and we used 3M tape, like duct tape from Home Depot, in a different color. It's blue, so everyone can clearly see where's their 10 by 8 box. And, that's kind of some of the stuff that you can set yourself up for success, so it's not as stressful when you do get the green light. It's like we were all in this patiently waiting game, or not really patiently at the end, but, we were waiting, and then it was go time.
Yeah, I definitely dropped the ball, and I will say that if I could look back on this, and I would have had cleaning chemicals, I would have ordered that stuff way earlier than I did. And then we started with, according to the CDC guidelines, they had a 90-10 water bleach solution, which was 90% water, 10% bleach. And that worked the first week, but we were spraying everything in the gym, and bleach is super corrosive. So knowing that going into it too, there's other chemicals out there that are COVID-19 eliminators, and you can purchase those chemicals. You can still go on the CDC guidelines, and they have a ton of options there. So we ended up pivoting from the bleach solution to a pro version of a Simple Green that kills 99.99% of everything. And then the other thing we've had to do is, obviously we were either going to go through a ton of paper products, or we're going to have to invest in some towels. So we chose to do that as well.
We have two types of towels. We have towels now that every member, like a towel service that they can get, and you drop them off to the dry cleaner, and they bleach them for us. But that's so that people don't wipe their faces with their hands. It's just a nice thing that we're doing for people. And then we've got the blue towels that they can use to wipe down their equipment and just get everything kind of cleaned out. The other thing that we're doing is spraying, and I've seen a lot of gyms do this, is spraying with, like, using the fertilizer sprayer to spray the floors with bleach.
Say fertilizer sprayer. So it's a pump sprayer. It's you can use it for, the $15 or $20 one they have at Home Depot. You can use it to spray your weeds. You can use it to spray anything that you want to mist. And so you just pump it, add your chemical and your water, and just go around. And it's like a fine mist. And we were literally going in between every crevice, the door handles, the showers, the bathrooms, everything. And then in addition to that, we have our floor scrubber. We're doing that 3 days a week. And we have a cleaning service that comes in every week as well. So I think our clients feel that the gym has never been cleaner. And they feel safe. And I think we just need to keep reiterating, hey, wash your hands when you come in. You had the wherewithal to put all the signs up everywhere that you printed off from the CDC guidelines about washing your hands. And
we made those.
Yeah, you didn't, but you got some of the stuff from their guidelines and put it in Canva according to our stuff. And
that Canva template, if you guys are listening to this, if you're a gym owner and you want to not have to create one from scratch, you can use the Canva template that we have. I'll put it in a link on the blog post for this podcast episode, so you can just grab that. That would be helpful for you, save some time.
And I think the other thing that was huge for us was, we use PushPress. I'm sure there's a lot of other companies out there that do, some sort of software reservation system, but we switched over to PushPress, I want to say in maybe January-ish. And this 10 weeks kind of gave me an opportunity to really dial in all the bells and whistles that PushPress has to offer. And so it was nice for us to be able to go to a reservation system. When we pivoted to that, we also shot a video on our phones showing our members what's to be expected when they come back, how to make reservations, some guidelines about, if you're going to cancel a class and things of that nature. And so far it's been great. Even our members, I think, feel that now there's a layer of accountability, because now they have to, when they reserve a class, now they either have to show up or they have to cancel it. Either way, there's a layer of kind of accountability there, because people say, oh, if this person's working out today, I'll see them at 5:30. And then when they take their name off, it's kind of like, hey, what happened? So they like that as well, I think.
Absolutely. So for those of you who have not done a reservation system, what we opted to do was people can register 7 days in advance and up to 1 hour in advance. And then the registration kind of cuts off. We asked them to, if they had to cancel please 3 hours prior to the class. So that would give someone else an opportunity. If the class is automatically full, which we set ours at 10 people, but depending on where you're at, it's different, they'll automatically go to a wait list. And then from that wait list, if someone cancels, then they'll
get bumped into it.
Yeah, they get bumped into the class. We did have a conversation with our staff about the whole reservation system first, and just said, the 5:30 p.m. class is the busiest class. I do not want one of our coaches or two of our coaches in there and one of our paying members on a wait list. And they were all very receptive of that. But I think it's important as a gym owner to tell people that, right? Like, hey,
Yeah, it appears to be common sense for someone like me or you that it's like, hey, don't jump into a class that's almost full if you're a coach. But you might actually need to do that for some of your coaches if they need to be reminded. Sometimes you just don't think, you're just like, oh, I want to jump in this class. Well, the rules of the game have changed now.
For sure. When you're looking at your transition plan, you want to think like, okay, how am I going to support the people that are ready to come back right now? For us, those people had to return their equipment and then they could reserve a class. We helped them reserve their first class. And then the people that weren't ready, they kept their equipment. Not a big deal. Keep your equipment. It's totally fine. And then eventually, when they did come back, they returned it.
Let's talk about something else that, we also realize is that while we were able to offer and pivot to offering some nutrition guidance and help during this time for our members, some of our members weren't on a hybrid plan at the time. Now, all of a sudden, the gym's back open. We're not necessarily offering that nutrition support from a non-paying standpoint anymore. And so what's ended up happening is some of our clients have said, hey, how do I continue on working with this particular nutrition coach? Because during the COVID, I saw some results and I didn't realize before, but I need to continue that. So we kind of realized that too. I thought that was something really cool, is that 2 or 3 of our members that prior to this were just on unlimited CrossFit memberships have now switched over to hybrid.
You're right. We did have 2 or 3 people switch and move up to hybrid membership so far, and it could be more because we're still meeting with people. We wrapped up a challenge a week after the gym opened, and the nutrition coach was able to meet with those people and talk to them about all the awesome things that had happened over the past month, how they felt nutrition coaching helped them achieve those goals, and what it would look like if they continued with nutrition coaching over the next 6 months to upgrade their membership to Nutrition Plus Fitness so that we can continue to help them.
Right. And it's not that much more. I mean, from the client's perspective, it's really not. When you go into that hybrid, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting the gym and you're getting nutrition all under like a bundle price.
And we had an option that was essentially 12 times a month, which is, we didn't discount the prices for ongoing coaching. It's not a discount, but they would be able to just do 12 times a month at the gym and then nutrition coaching, which worked out really well. So we had people kind of transition. I think that was a good way to kind of get them back in, because now we reset goals with every single member, right? So thinking about your transition plan, like what is it going to look like for the people that are ready right now, and then they're ready soon, and then the people that aren't ready, like how are you going to continue to support them virtually until they do feel comfortable, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we were doing at the beginning, and that's kind of what gave us the idea of how can we can't continue to do virtual if most of our members are coming back to the gym. We can't provide virtual for just one person. The bang for the buck wasn't there. But if we can provide virtual from within the class, then we're onto something. And that's kind of what we've done so far. And it's working.
I want to talk about one more thing. When you think about all these members, and we have such an amazing community, every CrossFit gym has an amazing community, but at the same time, those members stuck with us when they were receiving a service they didn't sign up for. Yeah. And we wanted to say thank you, and that, hey, we appreciate you. We see you. We are thankful that you stuck with us during this time. And I think that's an important thing that you have to think about as a gym owner. Like, what does your welcome back moment look like? How do you want to show your members that you appreciate them? You can't have a big get together because we can't have groups more than 10 to 12 people, right? Like, how can you individually show people support? And at the very minimum, I think writing a thank you card from the gym owners is an easy thing to do. But we made little goodie bags that we put a shirt in there. We put a little bracelet in there, a coffee mug, and a few other things. The members really loved that.
Yeah, they did. I mean, you talk about the power of moments. I mean, this was key for us. I mean, a lot of this comes back to you and your leadership, I think, too, babe, is that when this first started, we were doing morning Zoom classes and night Zoom classes. Then it turned into, hey, do you want to log in for coffee? And then it turned into, hey, we're going to have happy hour on Friday night after our virtual class. And then we did game night virtually. And you kept on pivoting the whole time to where you just had the wherewithal to pivot to that. And I think that even during those mornings, I mean, we did little silly stuff like, it's not so silly, but if you jumped in for coffee the first week during our virtual classes, we actually delivered a coffee mug to your house within the day. And we said, welcome to the HSN coffee crew. And we did little things like that. And at the end, yes, that welcome package at the end, man, it made a difference. People came back, they received the package or the bag, the goodie bag, and then they put it on Instagram, they put it on Facebook, they put it on social media, and it was just like, hey, wow, thank you guys. Look what my gym did for us. And this is the support that they offered us during the time. And I think it was well received on both ends.
For sure. For gyms, most gyms are in the process of reopening or going to be reopening soon. Think about what you can do now so you can set yourself up for success. So, how can you get the squares ready? Can you get the cleaning supplies? Can you do the thank you cards for your members and get those all done so you don't have to worry about it the day before you open? That's an easy thing that you can do. Get those signs ready so that you're not as stressed. Get some conversations, get some quotes from your members when they do start coming back, those first wave of people. How comfortable do you feel getting back into classes? How good does it feel? How safe does this place make you feel with all the extra support, cleaning things that we have done, guidelines that we have implemented at the gym? So you can start pushing that, and hopefully it encourages more people to come back in. So, one of the things that we talked about a little bit before was this idea of cascade communication. So talk to your core team first, talk to your staff first, then talk to your seed clients, then talk to your members, and then communicate with the public, and do it in that order so that your people that are closest to you know, like, hey, you deserve to hear this information first. I'm not going to share the same information on social media and have every single person in my circle hear about it at the same time. That's not fair. And that doesn't make people feel special. So setting up a staff meeting, that would be an easy thing to do. Just figuring out, all right, what is it going to look like? And this stuff is kind of fluid. Like, we didn't know exactly what the guidelines were going to be until 2 days before we opened. But, I think it's important to at least getting some of the stuff. A lot of gyms are open now. So we know from the majority of around the world, like, what do they have to do? What can we implement that we know for sure we're going to have to do? Having social distancing, having some cleaning supplies, having signs up, all of that stuff is something that you need to get done. And then looking at, how are you going to get new people, right? I think for us, we have not had as many signups in the course of 10 days as since we opened.
Yeah. It almost reminds me of like the Founders Club right now, because I have 12 PT sessions this week, and I've never, the only time I remember having that many PT sessions, privates, was when we first opened. And I think people are excited. We also put up a big banner, which during the COVID, we decided to put up a banner out front that said that we offered virtual nutrition coaching as well as virtual classes, and we kept it super simple. And yeah, I think we got a lot of walk-ins from that. People, they knew the gym was there, but now they're like that. The banner's calling their name. It's basically giving them a call to action. Hey, come in. We offer virtual classes. What's your excuse? And type thing,
For sure. And, I think that was and then we advertised the heck out of being open, right? We were talking about the people. We had a photographer come in the first day that we were back open to get the first 2 days so that we could get some smiling faces and some pictures of people that we can be posting for the next, goodness, we have like 100 pictures now that we can use on social for forever. But another thing that we did was we started emailing our entire list, right? Like, hey, we're open. This is what we're going to do. And then we did some blogs too. We put those blogs up in community groups. And if you're at a point right now in your gym where you're like, there's no hope in sight for us reopening, my challenge to you would be, do a nutrition talk. Get some information about virtual support that you can offer your clients. If you haven't, grab testimonials from people that are super engaged with your virtual platform. Send them a text message and just say, hey, you have done an amazing job staying engaged. I know you could inspire someone else to, be as engaged as you. What is one thing that you would say about the accountability and support we're providing virtually? Get some testimonials from people and then use those to hopefully inspire someone else to jump on the bandwagon. And that's definitely something that you can do. And it would be a great way to get exposure for people, even when you do reopen. Maybe they're not ready to come back in person.
For sure. Yeah, that's a great idea. I think that everything so far has been on the up and up. We're getting more and more signups. And if you would have told me that we were going to have all these walk-ins, I would have said no way 10 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago. And now the reality of it is we've got those people coming in the door. So it's nice.
One of the things we did, though, is we did that Stay Healthy group. So, there was a lot of people within the community that didn't know about us before that have seen nutrition help and fitness help from us for the past 10 weeks. If you are not involved in social media, people are on social media. So could you make a blog about 5 tips to get started with fitness, 5 at-home workouts, 5 things to help your back pain, and post that in community groups to just get your name and your brand out there? Like, you have to marketing and providing value first so that you can build a relationship with people before you ask them to buy something is the best way to do it.
Absolutely.
And if your members are talking about you to their people, that's even better. So if your members are sharing this, if your members are saying, hey, HSN helped me X, Y, and Z, then now their friends are going to automatically trust you a little bit more than a paid advertisement. So look at how you can practice affinity marketing, get free content out there to build awareness about your brand if you're not able to reopen. Even if you are, I think you should be doing that anyways. If you guys have any questions about opening, we're here to help you. It's been, definitely up and down, the emotional roller coaster for all of us. And, I hope that everyone is coming out the other side of this sooner than later. If you want the links for the spray bottles, for the caddies, for the Canva templates, all of that stuff we will have in the show notes. So check that out. And yeah, wish you guys the best of luck. There is some light at the end of the tunnel here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's actually exciting. I feel reinvigorated with the fact that we can go out there now, and so many people want to change now. I think that's been the biggest thing, right? I mean, people they got scared with the COVID. They got scared of not taking control of their health, and we want them to know that we're here for them and we can help them change that.
And I would say more and more people are starting off with nutrition and fitness because they realize like, hey, I need to take control of my health, and it's not just getting moving. It's the nutrition component too. And what I love is the people that are signing up that have never done anything.
Yeah.
Like those are the people that are my favorite, right?
There's going to be some awesome transformations this year. I'm super excited.
And people are excited. People are motivated. Like they've been stuck at home. They're ready for support. They're ready for change. We had a lady who hasn't done anything in 5-10 years. She was like, do not let me quit. You got it.
Yep. So
awesome. Well, again, for those of you who are listening, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Stay strong, stay healthy, and be the leaders in your community.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Nicole.
One of the most surprising things that has happened over the past 10 days is all the new faces coming in. People that have never done anything, and now they are so motivated to get in shape and take control of their health. And it's awesome. As a gym owner, you have the solution to help people take control of their health through nutrition and fitness coaching. Your job is to bridge the gap so they understand that you can help them. If you are looking for help with messaging, retention, scaling, and adding nutrition programs, we have an awesome virtual event just for you to ensure you are doing it right. Registration is now live, and you can register for this amazing event on July 10th. It's an all-day event of presentations, application, and small breakout groups led by the HSN Mentoring Leadership Team. For more information about this incredible virtual event and to grab your ticket today, head over to growyournutritionbusiness.com.